Hey, 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 and welcome to a special recording of the podcast, Just Start From Ideas to Action. Yes, I'm excited. I always say that I'm excited, but for real, I'm really excited to be here with you. You are a part of a series of special recordings that we're doing throughout 2024. And of course, it is yet another opportunity to provide you with the tips, tools, resources, and storytelling to truly start the things that you want to do. But before we get started with today's really highly anticipated conversation, just a couple of quick announcements. First, this recording marks more than 200 released episodes in the podcast Just Start From Ideas to Action. So we're really excited to continue to be here with you every single week, providing you with resources, tips, tools, and a virtual accountability partner to truly start the things that you want to do. Also, I'm excited that we have really fantastic partners that support our journey. So for example, the sponsor of our entire month, all focused on entertainment, is Paisley Paper Company. So I want you to check them out online, and of course, we'll drop some links to their company as well. And last but certainly not least, many of you know that we produce an annual summit called the Just Start Summit. We've decided in 2024 to take a pause and to provide you with resources and tools in a different way by taking this show on the road. So while in 2025, the Just Start Summit will return, we're taking a little break this year. However, when this episode gets released, you'll be able to purchase tickets. So head on over to juststartsummit.com and lock in your spot, all right? Of course, if you come here each and every week, or if you're just new here for the very first time, you know I'm committed to this Just Start space. And I'm committed to this Just Start space with fantastic guests right alongside me. Guests that have fantastic stories, that are transparent, that are open, honest, and that are fun. And I couldn't think of a more exciting person than to have this conversation around the subject of storytelling. He's my DJ. He's your DJ. My husband always says, that's my DJ, go DJ. So I want to welcome to today's conversation who we call DJ Kutz. Legally, he's Michael West, but welcome to the show, DJ Kutz.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Listen, Kutz is a friend of ours. He is probably one of the most reliable people that I know. Like, we really appreciate you in our lives. You're just a fantastic friend. But I'm going to jump straight to it today, all right? I know that you've been involved with some of the most magical projects, right? You show up with residencies at Floods, at the Locker Room. I know you've been on a show that many people know about here in the Metro Detroit area, right? I want to know for real, like, what is your secret sauce? Like, how do you stay involved in these exciting projects, right, in a meaningful way? What's your secret sauce, Kutz?
Well, it's my boyish good looks. No.
You do have good skin, though. You do got good skin. Let's just call it.
No, I don't think it's really a secret sauce, but, I try to stay networking with folks. Believe it or not, some people don't really know my personality.
I know it.
They really kind of like just see this show person in a sense, and they don't really know the real me. So behind the scenes, like, I do a lot of networking. I kind of mess with a lot of people, you know what I mean? So I think that helps me get in good situations, number one, and being a solid person. I think that counts for a whole lot, because a lot of times we get in areas and we're not as reliable as we think we are, or we're doing half business. We're not doing 101. We talk about that a lot, Mark and I, you and I. We forget some of those things that keep business going, because we're doing good, but we forget that booking is important. Being on time is important.
Yeah.
Doing what you say you're going to do is important. So I think those things keep me in the loop, number one.
Yeah. It was so funny yesterday. Yesterday, we were doing a walkthrough, right? And if you know me, right, and Kutz knows me, and Summer, who was a previous guest on the show, knows me, and Natalie and lots of other guests, they know that you get a whole bunch of reminders from me, right? You're like, hey, we're starting in 2 hours. We're starting in 26 minutes. Like, I just want people to be prepared because life gets busy. But Kutz said something actually to me and Tynesha, my colleague at Scarlett in the Just Start brands. We were doing a walkthrough, and I was just asking him some questions, and he said, I am a professional. Right, this is what I do, right? And you're right, but I think some people do lose sight of the fact that you can be a part of these cool projects, but there's some business acumen that comes along with this stuff, or it should anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of you can easily get sidetracked. Again, you get complacent because you're booked, you're busy, and you may forget to call or write something down or put it in your phone So, I kind of put everything in my like dates so that I don't forget that. Like, I know you asked me about an assistant yesterday, and I was like, I probably do need that. But, my little method has been doing me pretty good. I'm like, 99 out of 100 times haven't missed the point. But, it does happen every blue moon. So, that wouldn't be a bad idea, having an assistant or something.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about it, right? From a point of like accountability, but also like to dig a little. And in full transparency, I had a hard time welcoming an assistant on my team. Like most of you know, Tynesha, we've been rocking together for years now, wonderful additive to our team. But it was hard for me to welcome somebody in my space because number one, I like things done a certain way. I also like the feeling of doing. Like there's a reason why I own two trademarks called Just Start. Like I like the physical part of doing. So for you, although you said, I do a pretty good job of booking and managing on my own, is letting go hard for you, or are you just like, I really don't really need it yet? Like, tell me about the delegation / sharing some of the work part for you. How does it feel?
I think it's maybe a trust thing, like to a certain degree, like who can you trust to do what you do? Like you say, what you do, you're going to be on time, you're going to wrap your cords a certain way. I know I'm going to set this equipment up a certain way. I know I'm going to be on time. And you're starting to trust someone else with your business. So I think maybe that's part of it, is like really finding somebody who I can trust. And over the years, having people who help, and it's like, they kind of let you down here and there. So it's like, it's a trust thing. I think it's just simply a trust thing.
Yeah.
Like, I got to really give somebody a piece of my business.
Yeah.
And feel like they're going to do it right, the way I would do it, or better.
And bring them along for the journey and the vision, right?
Yeah.
And let them make a few mistakes, right?
True.
Sometimes not get it 100%
nobody's
right.
perfect.
Absolutely.
So they definitely going to make mistakes, but it's just the work ethic that gets anyone to where they are. You got to trust that somebody else is going to be that same person, or right there by your side, and give you that same energy. So I think it just may be a trust thing for me. Like, and I have people who I can count on, but they're not in. I mean, your husband, for example.
Yeah.
We got a child. I can count on him to do, pick me up. Simple things like, bro, can you just pick me up, or can you back the trailer up when I got to go to another gig, or and I can count on him. But that's not what he does.
Right.
So you know what I mean. But I need a person like him, a person like you, and that's hard to find.
Yeah. I'm getting a little nervous now because many of you know my husband recently retired, and I'm like, hold up, is he on? So okay.
Hey,
Right.
Kutz and cool.
Okay.
Kutz and cool.
And I find that no matter where Kutz is DJing at, like Mark somehow ends up behind the table. I'm like, how'd you even get up there? What are you doing back there, right? I don't know where I made this rumor up in my mind, but for some reason, thought that I heard through Mark, my husband, or through friends that you've been DJing and into music and in the crates for a long time, like under the age of 10. Am I making that up?
No.
Okay, all right, so let's do it. I want to go on the DJ journey with you. Tell me about when you first fell in love with music overall, right? I want to know, like, when you gave yourself permission to start down, like, this professional DJ journey.
So I'll start from the beginning. I'm of age that, in the early 80s, we all wanted to be, I can speak for my neighborhood, like everybody wanted to be a rapper or a DJ. It was just the culture.
You want to be a rapper or a DJ?
Oh, we had a rap group too.
Whoa.
Like,
You had a rap group? Shut up.
Come on. We had the routine, you dance routines, rap, and you wanted to be a DJ. It's like one of the three. Like, so,
Did you rap?
I did a little bit.
Drop it right
now.
No. Okay.
But that was super young.
Okay.
I'm just saying, in general, like the culture was very strong. Like we were just getting that culture, just seeing it on TV and all that stuff. So I think that was a big piece, even though it's a big piece now amongst the youth. But, when we were kids, like it was just like, wow, like, oh man, I could be a rapper because that guy's a rapper. Or, you had the boys, you had New Edition, you had all of those things going on. So I think that had interest. There also were two well-known DJs down the street from me that had equipment. They were well-known. I always, seen them going out or whatever. My dad was into music, so he's got pictures of me 3 years old, like messing with the turntable and stuff like that. So
I think I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I guess it was kind of meant to be, but timeline-wise, when I was about 7, we got some DJ equipment for Christmas. My brother and I. He's 6 years older than me, so he would have been, where's my math? 13? Yeah. So he'd have been about 13. We got some DJ equipment for Christmas. And I don't remember really, not saying I was good, but I don't remember being taught how to DJ. Like, guys were down the street, they were there, they would be like, oh, it's fun, let the little guy, do this on the turntables, you know what I mean? So that turned into me doing parties with my brother at 8, 9, 10 years old. Shout out to one of my friends, or kind of cousin, DJ Ugly. They had a 2-family flat. And let me know if I'm going too far into these stories. They had a 2-family flat around the corner from me. The bottom half was vacant. They would do parties in there every weekend. And I would DJ, and I would get like $10, $15, and I think they were jipping me on top of that.
You think?
they would charge like $1. This was back in the day when we had the strobe light. It gave you a headache. You was about to throw up because of the strobe light. Listen, I was 9, 8, 9, 10 years old tops.
Yeah.
Fast forward a little bit, 12, 13. I'm DJing parties for my mother and their friends from work. Cabarets at 13 and 14.
Good old cabarets.
My family kind of like started, they were throwing cabarets as fundraisers for the family reunion. So 14 years old, I'm doing cabarets, with the assistance of my brother.
Did y'all get setups is all I want to know.
What's that?
Just setup. Did you get set up at the cabaret? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure.
So it just kind of like progressed. I think when I finally, to get to the answer of the question, like, I think when the mixtape game came out is when I kind of clicked to me that there's money. It's just not fun. This could really be something, that I could do. And it's still at that point, I still was young. You know what I mean? I'm only 16, maybe 17, right before college, and mixtapes were hot. So came out again, DJ Ugly. He had a bunch of mixtapes. He'd tell me all the time, man, I make so much money. I just walk on Belle Isle and I made $500 selling $5, $10 mixtapes. I'm like, man, shut up. You lying like a mug.
What year was that, you think?
Probably like early 90s, like 92, 3, somewhere in there, right, like I say, right before college. I graduated high school in 95, so probably right before college, I actually was in the stores on consignment with mixtapes. So that's when I was like going to stores myself and like, hey, I'm picking up, it wasn't a lot of money. It was enough, you know what I mean? I'm going to this store and picking up $200, going to that store and pick up $200. That store, I'm 16, 17, $800 for me and 90 something, like I'm rich.
You fresh.
Like,
fresh.
Sweet, like, you know what I mean? And I remember going to Belle Isle after my boy told me that.
You spent a lot of time at Belle Isle, my friend.
I'm just saying, like, that was the spot.
We all did, actually.
And I remember walking, I ran out of mixtapes that day, and I did make $500 walking up and down the strip, and they would be like, man, I don't know. Man, put it in. Listen to it. Like, it's all booty milk. They be like, oh, yeah, man, here you go. Like, keep going. Like, go to the next car. They got a sign that says, go ahead, throw it in, man. It's me. They will buy it. Like, so that's where I think I seen the potential from a money perspective. You know what I mean? Then college kind of like also just took off from there too. So
yeah, the one thing I appreciate about Kutz, I appreciate it, but it also is sort of kind of like a fun killer. Is sometimes I'll see someone like on social with some raggedy skills, right, or doing something real raggedy, but they trying. And I'm like, okay, I got a joke to crack. I'm gonna send it to Kutz, right? And Kutz always like extinguishes my fun fire. Because he'd be like, well, they just give them a chance. They trying. I'm like, Kutz, this was supposed to be funny. Like, why are you defending these people? But for him, he's like, yo, we want other people in the space. And it's cool that they're trying. But I'm like, just crack a joke with me about this.
But people, again, like, I think people see me in one light, but they don't know the real me. Like, and they don't know that, like, I know that like to be a person who, not as good as the next.
Mm-hmm.
I remember somebody asked me how much I charged for a cabaret. This is way back in the day. Going rate was $350 or whatever it was. I say $350. It's like, I can get Polo for that. That hurt my damn feelings.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, damn, like, I can DJ too, don't get me wrong. Polo was the man. That was my guy. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Polo he was one of the guys I looked up to for sure. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But it was just like, that hurt. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I'm like, I can't charge what I want to charge. You know what I mean? But, everybody has, their time where they're coming up and making mistakes. We all still make mistakes, and we all still can get better too.
Yeah.
Like, so one thing to the sauce that you asked me earlier,
Mm-hmm.
I always feel like I can get better than I was, like me.
Yeah.
I can get better than I was yesterday. Like, what can I do to make me better? Or that mix, even just if it was a mix I did, what can I do to that mix to make it better tomorrow? Because like now I don't have time to practice because I'm always moving and grooving. So I'll try something. I heard Jazzy Jeff said this the other day, and I'm like, oh man, that's the same thing I do. Like, he was like, I don't practice. I might try something out live at a gig, and then the next gig I'm trying to perfect that particular thing I tried. You know what I mean? So that is my practice is kind of more on a live setting. You know what I mean? So, but again, I like to try to compare myself to me and not someone else. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, like somebody else in the room and I got to go after them. Oh, it's on. Like, I mean, I want to smoke. Like, I want you to know that I was here. Like, I'm not going to knock that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I want you to know that Kutz was here too. And then, most of the time it works, and sometimes it don't.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Over the holiday, we got a chance to spend some time with Kutz over the holiday, and we were sharing our interest in a new experience. So I happen to be a super fan of Disclosure. Most of my friends know, like, I love Disclosure. They're pretty much electronic dance music with flair, but the only way that we're truly gonna go see Disclosure, or I'm gonna see Disclosure, if I really commit to being in a rave-ish environment, like it's a little ravey, right? So Kutz is like, I'm down, let's go, right? Right, but it makes me think about how you stay creative and how you stay open to embracing new sounds or new music, knowing that maybe a lot of the places that you go to, they're going to request maybe some of the same things, right? And so how do you continue to stretch? Like, let me incorporate other things in, even when my audience isn't asking for it.
It's difficult with music because unlike some other, businesses and things like that, like we're kind of stuck in a box with the same music. So if you're doing most of the same parties around town or whatever, the musical selection is probably the same 50 songs, 100 songs, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to play the Tamia Hustle. You're going to have to play whatever the top 20 is, Even it used to be where, introducing new music was a good thing. Like, I remember we hid the label on the record. Like, we would put a white label on top of the record, so if another DJ came, like, oh, you played a new track and everybody like it, they looking, they wouldn't know what it is, and they couldn't go get it because you put a white label over it. Now the crowd doesn't want to hear anything new. If I played a remix to Tamia Hustle, people would be looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, what are you doing? Like, why you ain't play the regular version? So it's like we're in a box. So you have to be creative in the way that you stay in the box, but I don't know, like kind of maybe like switch up the mix or, I don't know. But to answer the question, let me not go that way. But to answer the question, like, I like to listen to other DJs.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm always going to learn no matter what stage of DJing I get to, someone else may think I'm all this, I don't. And, maybe just some humble, like, again, people don't really know that humbleness of me, but I like to listen to other DJs. I want to see what they're doing, whether I think they're better than me, whether I think they're worse than me, because I can learn something from them. They may have a moment where they're better than me, or they may have the best guy may have a moment where he's worse than me, or he's doing something amazing, and I'm like, wow, how can I do something amazing like that, similar to that, without stealing his mix? So I like to listen to other people. Different genres of music kind of get you in a different space where you're open to different sounds. And if you kind of got that thing internally, I don't know what it really is, like you may just hear things that other people don't, and it helps even when you're in that box of music, it's still helping you put together mixes in a different way than the next person.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The one thing that I enjoy about the conversations that I have here on the Just Start From Ideas to Action podcast is the privilege that I have to almost like force transparency. Now, luckily, I don't invite anybody on the show that's not going to like give me the real. However, I pick this question almost for every single episode, and I'm always excited to hear what the answer is. If you think about your journey, this DJ journey, what's one of the mistakes that really stands out to you, that maybe even still stings a little bit, and maybe even one that you still make every now and then?
That's kind of a hard, I mean, it's not a hard question because we make a lot of mistakes. I mean, you'd be a fool to think that you don't make mistakes. I think one that stands out for me is personality. Like, I do have a guard up for my true personality. And, you know, sometimes that show person can be an asshole. I can admit it. Like, I can be an asshole. Like, but I think it's a guard from my real personality. So you may get something out there that's not really me. You know, and then I got this dry sense of humor too. That doesn't help the asshole part of it either. Like,
Sprinkling some more seasoning on it.
So I think I could always, you know, there's here and there where I feel like the personality that I'm giving the folks can be a mistake, if that's what you want to call it. I think not starting soon enough, like with certain things, ideas. I mean, I have a ton of ideas and I feel like, oh, I don't have the time for it. And I probably should just start. You know, there's party ideas, there's where I want to be on the next level ideas. Marketing, from a marketing perspective, I think I made a mistake of not starting marketing because I get complacent. Like, I'm working, I'm okay, you know, but what could marketing do to put me to the next level, to be more than okay, you know what I mean? Or to the next level, if that's what, you know. So I think those are a couple of mistakes. I mean, in the past, like just equipment stuff, I mean, we could talk, it's so many things, like from a DJ perspective, going in too cocky. Like, I did that. And I still have made that mistake. Like,
say more. Tell me more.
I mean, because you like the party, everything counts in the party. Like, from the beginning to the end, I look at the party, I look at it as a science. You know, if you're coming in here, you're just starting to drink, you're not going to be on the dance floor unless you're drinking in the car. Or your Magic Jack.
Let's hit it anytime. Let's go.
Right? So, you know, I can't expect you, the music I'm playing, I can't get down because you just walked in the door and you're not on the dance floor. You know, I know this is a bar, you got to get a couple drinks, and then I know it's going to progress into something else, but I got to time my music to go with that idea as well. So, and then you don't want to play the best songs too early because, you know, I argued with this girl one time, you know, quick example, it was when 2 Chainz came out, Birthday. Girl come in, can you play birthday song? It's
out the gate,
it's
immediately.
It's like 10 o'clock. Yeah. So I'm like, nah, I'll play a little later. I mean, she was adamant about it. I said, so, you know, I'm going to take time out. I'm explaining to her. I said, if I play birthday for you right now at 10 o'clock, there's going to be another birthday coming in at 10:15. I play it again. You think you're going to be as hype? Yeah, I'm going to be as hype. Yeah. So I said, okay, I'll play it again at 10:15. You still hype, right? Guess what? There's another birthday coming at 10:30, 10:40. You know what I mean? Like, so if I cater to every birthday who walks in that door, this birthday song, because it's the hottest song out right now, I'm going to play this song 6-7 times tonight, right? I'm just saying, I'm going to be hyped. I say, but imagine this. If I wait to 12:30 and all the birthdays are here, and then I play a birthday song, guess what?
Everybody
going nuts in here. But that's the science behind it. But you know what she said? I don't care, play it.
It's my birthday.
So like, you wasted my time. Like, you know, I really gave you a piece of my mind while I'm DJing, and you gonna say play it anyway.
The science don't matter.
Right. She's like, it don't matter. Like, whatever. But no, it's, you know, I didn't even forgot the question. What was the question like?
You answered the question. You answered it, Kutz. I do have to ask a bit about your network and your community overall, right? And how you're busy. Like, let me first set this context. Like, when we saw you over the holiday, you were sharing with me where you DJ at and what you do during the daytime. And you're busy. Like, I mean, I know lots of people are busy, but your evenings are hugely committed lots of nights of the week, right? How do you leave the space to connect with people, to drum up more business, or to even just feel fulfilled, right? Like, where do you find the space for that?
I think it's very hard because, again, like the time, you don't have the time. So for family and friends, I literally have to take the time off. Make a real commitment and say that I'm going to go hang with the bakers over the new year. Or, say I'm not going to go, help out at Wall Street tonight. I'm going to take my wife out. You know what I mean? Like, so, but in terms of like networking and community, because the business is what it is, you typically run into some of the people most of the people you'll network with in those spaces at some point. Oh man, from the Godfrey is here. We were just talking about that. So just again, like, I don't know if he knew we were going to be here, but we just had a great conversation, like, before this. So I think in the spaces that I'm in, that's where I try to, have those conversations with the people who I think, that need to be had with, another time, like, when I'm out of town, like I reach out to people when I'm out of town, try to keep good relationships with people. So that when they're in town, I take care of them. When I go in their space, they take care of me. There's plenty of times I was, family reunion. I'm in Atlanta. You in Atlanta? Come DJ. Like, dude, I ain't really, but it's cool because it's a resume builder. You know what I mean? Sure. Like, I'm in Atlanta DJing. Like, wow. Like, so to answer the question, in the spaces that I'm in, typically that's how I kind of stay connected or whatever. But it is very hard because the day job, 4 or 5 nights a week is just, it can get really, 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 really tough.
Really tough.
Really tough.
I asked you this question previously, and I think you like half answered it, so I'm going to force it now that we're here. All right. I asked you, I think over the holiday, what was your most memorable party to DJ? All right, so I'm going to bring that one back around again. However, I want to take it one step further and add a second part to it. Where's your bucket list event, place, situation to DJ? So where is your most memorable, and what's on the, if I could do that, that's it. And let me give the audience and our listeners, wherever you're listening at from all over the world, a little bit of context. Of course, you've done some really cool things. You've been some cool spaces. You and my husband and a lot of other skiers, black skiers and snowboarders all across the country, y'all head out west. You do a lot of work there. You provide equipment there. Like, you've done some dope stuff, right? And so with that in mind, but taking it up a level, that's what I mean with bucket list.
It's kind of hard. I guess it would be a combination of the crowd and the space.
Okay.
So just like we talked about the festivals, us going to, when we book our
rave experience.
Our rave experience.
I'm trying to get my husband on board for it, and his wife. I don't think they rocking because they like, ain't no VIP. We ain't going. Right. We got to stand up at a rave. We ain't no bottle service. We ain't going. And all you who know Mark, you know I'm telling the truth. You're like, ain't no bottle service. We out. Right.
Backpacks and water.
But listen, Kutz and I are gonna be in the crowd. Like, let's go.
So I think like not even a concert crowd, but because I've did concert, open up for somebody else, but that type of crowd that came to see you and some other DJs, you
want to curate it a little bit, like
like if it was like myself and a few other DJs or whatever, just like a festival, like again, like just a music festival where it's catered to DJs. So I think that would be my ultimate, crowd part of it. Now, space-wise, they could be anywhere, like, but of course out the country somewhere, like, you know what I mean? Like, it gotta be out the country. Ibiza keeps popping up because I think because of the
rave, Ibiza, we're going to a rave in Ibiza. Got it. Got it. Writing it down. It's official.
Croatia.
Okay, got that too. Oh, wait a minute. Don't bring up Croatia again.
But yeah, I think just being somewhere that has that that if you're there, that means your name is you're somebody. You know what I mean? So it could be even Vegas. I mean, you know, you got to be really somebody to get in a spot in Vegas. You know what I mean? They probably got some smaller spots, but to be in one of those really major clubs, you got to be somebody. You know what I mean? So I think just that would be the things like, oh, I made it to a Vegas club. I made it to a festival in such and such, so on. So you know what I mean? So I think that would be more the thing. Maybe not just a specific place, but the status, like in my mind, like that felt like it was the next level. So
I just wrote down the Kutz Festival, the Kutz Music Festival, so you know I'm gonna be on your head
Kutz
about
and
it
Cool.
now. Kutz and Cool. Well, how was Mark involved?
it's my guy.
Okay. And what about most memorable? If you think about all the spaces you've shown up, where you've been able to DJ, rock the crowd, have a good time, like what's your most memorable? You can give me 2 or 3, okay?
So I'll give you the one I gave you at dinner. So I would say the ski week out in Colorado, because it was just like, it was my first time DJing for the MBS, and it was like, I couldn't miss. Like it was a whole week and I didn't miss. Like it was like people standing on all this furniture, like hands up every single day at 3:30. Like I'm giving them the business like a whole week straight. And it was just like, yeah. Like and my guys, they geeking me up, man. Dude, nobody ever had everybody going that crazy. Not for a whole week. Like maybe the first day, but dude, they did it the whole week. Like so it felt good. Just even the support from my guys, as well as like doing the party for, you know, the same space and people for a whole week, but you got to make them do the same thing you made them do yesterday. Have them up here, like so. I always use that one.
And NBS stands for National Brotherhood
National
of Skiers.
Brotherhood of Skiers. That was a memorable. Go back to Michigan State, like we doing like homecoming. I mean, icebreakers and some of the shows and stuff there, where you first time having 5,000 people that I'm DJing for, you know, back at Michigan State. So those are very memorable because I mean that many people, like you're controlling the crowd. So that was the first experience probably of those type of crowds, like having that many people in front of you and they watching. I mean, you know, they grooving to you, they watching you. So yeah, that would probably be. And I'll give you one more. Dubai.
Yeah. Okay.
Spending in Dubai.
Did you?
Yeah.
Say more. I don't know about this.
I spent. I'm gonna give you the whole story too.
You know, we got a time limit. Give me something good though. Give me something good.
Spent in Dubai on a yacht.
Okay,
For the black folks that was out there, basically.
Say more.
The messed up part about it, mistake. The night before I left for Dubai, I left my hard drive in Detroit.
Oh, okay.
No music, none. They just happened to book a DJ before me, so I had to use his music, his janky controller. Like, I mean, it was the best and the worst ever. Like, I mean, this dude did not have like Jay-Z. Just it's about. I mean, he didn't have nothing. Like, I was scrambling through like his stuff, and they was like, "Oh man, you killed it." I'm like, "Did I? Like, for real? Like, just killing it? Like, if I'd have had my laptop and my hard drive, well,
y'all would be out of here.
Y'all would have jumped off the side of this mother." Yeah, but that was very memorable too.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Thank you for appeasing me on that one. All right. Kutz, I'm curious about what's next. You've done a lot. You are committed to the space. You're good at what you do. What's next for you? What's next for you personally in your DJ world? What's next for the equipment part of what you do, the sound, the fact that you provide actually equipment and sounds to people as well? What's next?
So started the sound. So upgrading to have the ability to do more like concert type venues. Building a team for that, where I'm not really hands-on anymore. But back in that, my cousin and I owner of the club here. We've been looking at some other venues, trying to open up another club. Person we're looking at some real estate, some Airbnb.
Somebody that's in the room, maybe?
Yeah, probably.
Got
He's
it.
probably in here. Getting back into some real estate. As far as DJ wise, I'm just trying to get to the next level. I did like the DJ school. I actually have music and mentors where I've incorporated some mentorship into, teaching kids how to DJ at the center. So plan on trying to retire from my regular job in a couple years, so I'm not so stressed out. Making some time for family, friends, kind of actually cutting back on. Sound like I'm naming a lot of stuff, but a lot of it is stuff that I shouldn't have to be so hands-on. The only problem with being a DJ is that they want actually you. Whatever the name is, they're hiring you, not your company. You know what I mean? So it just becomes kind of hard you can't give your name to somebody else because they still want you. Yeah. They want DJ Finger, they want DJ Polo, they want DJ Kutz, they want whoever the name is, they want that person. Somebody else show up, it's a problem. Now they might even be as good or better, but I did not hire Kutz. I said I wanted Fingers or whoever, So that part, I don't know, maybe they'll clone Tyrone or something, or Kutz.
Or Kutz.
We got AI, but if AI takes over, then we don't have jobs. So I don't want that to happen either.
Yeah.
So just getting to the next level where maybe I can scale back and be able to live a certain lifestyle without working as hard, and then being able to, spend more time with family and friends and, all the good things in life.
Yeah.
So the goal overall is to be able to, by my mid-50s, to kind of be at a place where, I take what I want to take in terms of DJing, but have these other avenues working for me where, it's just, I'm a little bit more relaxed and not just running, crazy like I do right now. Like a robot.
It's not a robot. Listen, Kutz, let me say this. I am always excited to see you. Although you say you have a dry sense of humor and a dry approach to you, luckily I broke past that from you being good friends with my husband and now us being friends as well. And so I thank you for the work that you do. I thank you for keeping us dancing and on the floor. I thank you for lighting up my spirit when I go into any place where you're responsible for the sounds. And I'm looking forward to continuing to support you, what you do here, what you do internationally, and how you keep the parties continuously rocking. So thank you for this conversation.
Well, thank you for having me, Magic Jacks.
You're welcome, DJ Kutz. And also, I want to say thank you for allowing us to use the space. Today, we're recording at Wall Street Ultra Lounge in Detroit, Michigan on the west side. And so I'm really grateful that you allowed us in your space today. So thank you for you and your team's hospitality. Listen, what an exciting opportunity. I told you it was going to be good. I told you it was going to be inspiring, and hopefully it was. I'm hoping that wherever you're at in the world, that of course you're safe, healthy, and well, but I also hope that you are giving yourself permission to start the things that you want to do. I want to say thank you again to this month's sponsor, which is Paisley Paper Co. Please head over to their website so you can check out all of their fantastic paper goods. And their core curator, Andrea Williams, is also a fantastic friend of mine, and she's a good human. Also know that if you like to listen to podcasts versus looking at them, I think me and Kutz, we look cool, so I hope you like looking at us. However, if you're an auditory learner like I am, you might want to head over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Play, because you can subscribe there and hear our podcast. Of course, we are well over 200 episodes at this point, so I want to make sure that you get all the tips, tools, and resources to truly start the things that you want to do. Listen, I really hope that you're not waiting. I'm hoping that you're not waiting for permission to start the things that you want to do. I want to remind you that there is no such thing as the perfect time. It's no such thing as the perfect resources. It's no such thing as the perfect team. You giving yourself permission to start the things that you truly want to do starts with you walking in the direction of where you want to be, because so many of your questions get answered with action, all right? So with that, please go get started on the things that you truly want to do. I thank you for being here with me. Take care of yourself, and don't forget to just start, all right? Oh, and also one final thing that's really, really important. I want to make sure that you can see us in the future. So make sure you head over to youtube.com/@MagicalJacks, all right? I'll see you again soon, and please go get started, all right? Ciao, ciao.